Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be filling up this Magello Fusion 33 well palette. I've used these for a couple years now. At first I had the 12 and then I got I think it was 18. And then I just moved up to this one because I keep expanding my colors and just wanting to try more out. I ordered this off of Amazon, I believe. But when I first get these, I always try to wash the palette part. Because usually the paint, it'll beat up and it'll just kind of just make it hard to paint because you'll load too much or you'll water it down too much. And then I was a couple paints off, so I basically went through and tried to pick and order which ones I wanted to keep in the palette. I started with Alizarin Crimson, and then Quinacridone Red, Quinacridone Coral, etc. And for the most part, all of my colors are Daniel Smith colors, except for the Opera Pink, which is from Soho, the Van Dyke Green, which is Mission Gold, and the Iridescent Medium, which is from Core, or Core, I don't know how to pronounce that. But yeah, I started with Reeves and moved to Cotman, and then eventually I made my way into Daniel Smith paints, and I really just like the way a lot of them granulate, and I like a lot of the specialty colors like the Rosa Ultramarine, the Moon Glow, Lunar Blue, and I got some of their iridescent and duochrome colors that I added to this because I was starting to add colors into the actual mixing tray part of the 18 palette. But yeah, here I am just picking and ordering and just trying to see which ones I'll eventually take out. And another thing I want to note is there's all this like black gunk on the bottom of a lot of my watercolors, and that's because they shared a drawer with my inks, and I'm not sure how it got knocked over or that it wasn't screwed on right, but it got all over it, and I didn't notice till a while later, so it kind of just dried and adhered to everything. So it's kind of just falling off a little bit, and you can see where it just completely overtook some of the tubes. A lot of the times when I get a palette, I'll usually set it up like warm tones on the top or one side, cool tones on the other. But with this one, I kind of just wanted to keep it in like color family, but I'm still mostly trying to keep it with the warm tone to cool tone. And then I usually do the specialty colors last. So the iridescent medium, the iridescent electric blue, the duochrome hibiscus, and I think there was iridescent moonstone. And then I just filled it up a little bit. Usually I fill them up about halfway in the pan, but usually I find like I want to start experimenting with another color, but I still have a long way to go and I don't want to waste all the paint. So I figured this way, if I use it up, I can either switch it out or just add a little more. Because a little tends to go a long way with a lot of the paints, especially the Daniel Smith ones. Another thing I wanted to talk about is the future of my channel because I've posted sporadically for I think the past year and a half. It was a sketchbook tour video and then a speed painting video, and how it was before was it just took a while to edit and I didn't actually have an editing program, but now I'm using iMovie because I got the iPad for Procreate, and it's just a lot easier to work with and it was free, and yeah. But I would like to start posting videos more, and I want to do speed paints, time lapses, stuff like that, and then I'd like to do reviews, and I want to start making comparison videos because I always want to know, like, I always want to know how things are compared, like this or that, like using Daniel Smith and Schminke and the different properties and why I would pick one over the other, or why somebody else should pick one over the other, etc. And then just basically use it as just a way to experiment more with different mediums, because I just want to try more new stuff. I've started using pastels a little bit. I've recently just got acrylics, and I want to just experiment more and document that. And I think it'd just be fun to like see where it goes from that. And I've usually been interested in making videos, but it always came down to basically just not being able to edit them right. Because I think for the first two, I used these like online video editors, and it just took way too much time. So while it's easier, I just try to be able to experiment with stuff. And I may branch out from art occasionally, do like some DIYs or something, but it's just something I would like to consistently do and just add to this. But I figured filling up this new palette is basically just me starting new with everything in just one place, instead of using like 4 or 5 palettes that I have separately made. And yeah, thought it would just be fun to do this. And sorry if this is like a little clumpy and kind of back and forth. This is my first time really doing a voiceover, and this is like my seventh time going through it, because all the others were just extremely awkward. But it should get better with time. And then some will probably just have music over them or something. And a couple other things to note with this palette is, because it is airtight, when you fill it or right after you use it, if you can, give it time to air dry first, because I've been told that some of the colors, they might get like moldy or bacteria will build up. So whenever you have the chance, like if you're already on the go, close it up until you get home or whatever, and then just open it up and let it air dry the rest of the way. But when you first fill it up, just try to keep it open, and if you're afraid like stuff will get into it, just put a cloth or a napkin or something like that over it. Another thing is the 33 one, like I was first a little skeptical about getting it because I usually need a whole bunch of space to mix up different colors, but I've used it a couple of times since filming this, and I really haven't had that problem, because I can just take the top off and use the bottom of the lid. But I don't really like miss the extra space, because it would just be colors that are dried sitting there anyways. But beyond that, I love that these palettes are airtight. I love that the walls are so big. I love that it has so much space. And it may not be the most portable thing in the world, because you definitely can't fit it in your pocket. But as far as just going somewhere and just having, if you're like me and just like a bunch of colors anyways, it's very convenient, and then it's easy to travel with. It's not gonna like spill in your bag and mess up a whole bunch of books like it has to me before. But yeah, these have never really been that bad for me in regards to anything. And I think the only difference this one has, or this one and the 18 one, is that the mixing tray for the 12 well one, it has a clear lid to mix on, versus the others that are white. But that's not usually a problem, and staining doesn't get too bad. But yeah, thank you for watching my video, and I'll see you guys next time.